Welcome to Local SEO Today. I'm Roger Murphy.
And I'm John Vuong.
We want to welcome you to this episode. We want to talk today to you budding entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs that may be thinking, I'm working today or I've just finished school, but I want to go out on my own. I want to run my own business. By the way, Kayla's running the camera today, so Kayla, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kayla.
And so John, what do you think? Okay, you run a business, you started this business at Local SEO, but we're not talking about the business, but let's talk about you, when you started, some pros, some cons, maybe some things you didn't realize.
Yeah, so the first thing that I thought of was the unlimited income potential. That is definitely a pro, right?
Okay.
However, there's also a lot of cons to it. I didn't realize how much work and effort.
Let's do the pros first.
So
we'll hit with the cons next.
So in terms of unlimited potential,
yeah.
right? So, you know, you're not restricted. There's no cap, right? You can go out there and get as many clients as you want. Build a sales team, scale.
Whether it's physical stores, whether it's teams, billions of dollars are available for you, right? You get the sky's the limit for that.
Yes, and also the freedom.
Right.
So you're your own boss.
Right.
You can set your own schedule, agenda, work as much as you want or as little as you want.
Because as budding entrepreneurs, you may work for someone today, maybe you haven't worked for someone, but in life, we're always going to have a boss, whether it's the government or whether it's the banker, whether it's your boss at work. But generally speaking, if you're not happy reporting to somebody, you owning your own business, John, you don't report to anyone.
That's right.
So you set the rules, and you're not having to be responsible for answering to someone.
Exactly.
So that's a pro for running your own business.
Definitely. And even the schedule itself, right? So if you wanted to work 10 hours a week or 80 hours a week, you put in your time.
Yep.
And
travel, you can travel whenever you want.
Exactly.
I suppose though, as long as your business
is set up
and is running properly, but
it doesn't really need you, right?
You set the rules.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's how you set up your business or what kind of business you're in, right? The other thing that's very important is allowing you to contribute more to your local community, right?
Okay.
So be a voice or be someone that actually has input, right?
Because if you think of it, and this is the truth, if you're you budding entrepreneurs out there, being able to give back or serve, that actually creates a lot of satisfaction for people. It's not just about take, but if you provide a good service and give someone a solution to help them, whatever it is, whether it's in their home or their business or financial or health, you serving, you just happen to be getting paid for it, but serving is a big pro.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you're the owner of the business that's providing that service.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the cons of it though.
Oh, you mean the reality?
The reality.
Yes, okay.
So if you're really thinking about starting a business, I mean, if you currently have a salary position, and you have some extensive benefits with that,
possibly, yeah.
And it's a stable income, what's the risk of losing that job, right?
There is a risk.
Definitely.
You leave, you lose the money.
Yeah, so you're so, every 2 weeks you're so used to getting that stable income. What happens when you stop?
Exactly.
Can you still live your life with all the expenses that you have? Do you have rent, a mortgage?
Exactly. And we will have strategies after this, but we wanted to do the pros and cons. The next con really is this idea of cash flow. When you have a nice paycheck coming in and all of a sudden it disappears, you are responsible for every dollar that comes into your business or doesn't come in. So that's a lot. That's a bit of stress. So there's a con, right?
Very stressful.
Yeah.
And in terms of like, if you have never been a business owner yourself, there's a lot of aspects to it that you need to either learn or get to know really quickly.
Talk about your hours. How many hours did you put in the early days? Do you like working long hours for little money?
So early days is you put in a lot of time. If you're so used to working 40 hours a week, I would have loved to continue working 40 hours a week. So you would, as a business owner, it's not unheard of to work double that.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's not like Friday at 5 o'clock. You can turn it off.
Definitely
It
not.
never turns off. So, and it's not necessarily a con, but it's a reality. So you as the budding entrepreneurs out there thinking, and John, he owns a business, and I have a part of a business also that, and I know there's risks and there's stress along with it, there's a lot of rewards. So we just, today, really, just we want to lay it out for you so you consider a few things.
Yes, and some of the other cons, like learning all aspects of business. So
Yeah.
how strong are you with your books?
Right?
How strong are you with customer service?
Yep.
How strong are you with delegating or team members, right?
Pricing, accounts payable, accounts receivable.
Servicing,
Yeah.
whatever it may be, like
That's it.
lease agreements, you know.
Negotiating all those aspects, yeah, for sure. So there's lots to learn, and if you're fresh out of school and you're thinking, I'm never going to work for someone, I'm going to work for myself, the con is that it's going to take you longer to learn everything that's required. Yes, you can learn it in books, but until you do it for the first time, until you bought your first property or your first a rental property, whatever you're getting into, you have to do it. You have to go through the process, through the legal, through the real estate, hiring, looking for tenants, whatever business model you're talking about, there's lots to learn. So all we suggest is, and in terms of strategy, if you go learn the trade first, get some expertise, then move out on your own, John.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would always tell people, like, figure out what that problem is that you're trying to solve,
Mhm.
right? And get into business for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
And don't let money get in the way,
Mhm.
right? Figure out what the problem, come up with a solution, and hopefully that solution is in alignment with what that customer is looking for.
And then you get, the reward is you're getting paid to help people with their problem. And that's the best, satisfaction.
Exactly.
So strategies. Let's say okay, Roger, John, they've told me some of the pros about it. They've told me a lot of cons that kind of scare me that I could actually go without a paycheck or that I'm going to work 100 hours a week for no money. What are the strategies that we might offer them?
Yeah, so one of the things that I would really recommend is get a mentor. Get someone that's actually gone through it,
yes.
done it, knows what the challenges are, so that you can actually shrink time. Because the biggest asset in life is really the time that you have here, right?
Yep.
So make it as productive as possible. Make it as efficient as possible and work very smart.
You hear people say, I wish I knew now or knew then what I know now. If you think of it and you want to be smart to say, okay, if I go learn my trade first, go work for a company, see the systems, what do they use, and then maybe improve upon what you see, move out on your own, that's when you become, if you're patient, good things come to you if you learn the ropes first, then go out on your own, versus trying to do it
Exactly.
and try and relearn everything.
And for sure, whatever industry you're getting into, there's going to be competitors, right? And those competitors might have been very successful over the years, right? So figure out what they've been doing and don't reinvent the wheel, really. If it's been working for them, what has worked,
Exactly.
and just try to do as similar things as they have been
Exactly.
over the years so that you can actually build your own company.
Yep. I like that.
And get as much experience as possible. Like you mentioned, work under someone, learn the ropes, learn
Yes.
the process systems, learn what the competitive edge is, and then once you have a small portfolio, you have your own existing clients, then it's a good time to start your own.
Exactly. Now, next strategy, and it's used all over the YouTube, you can Google it, side hustle. A side hustle is a strategy that we both somewhat agree with and concur with, that if you work, do your 9-to-5 job, do your 40 hours a week, keep that regular cash flow coming in, there's lots of time between closing time at 5 into the evening and on weekends, etc., for you to do your business, your side hustle. Get it started. You're learning the ropes over here, but you're also, I guess, diminishing your risk of zero cash flow, which could really kill your business.
Yeah, and that's very important, right? And don't get stuck on big lease agreements right off the bat if you're starting to, planning on starting a business.
Yep.
A lot of people work from home, or there's a lot of co-working spaces out
That's
there,
it.
right? It reduces your cost, reduces your risk,
Yep.
but it allows you to actually network and be where all the other entrepreneurs are, right?
Exactly.
And you feel like you're working together, but kind of not. Right?
Exactly. So the strategy is really you want to live within your means, but you don't go looking to get into huge leases for equipment or for trucks or for property, etc. Really, you look at how on my side hustle can I do this most efficiently. And trust me, you Google it, you'll find some great techniques out there.
And really another one that I would really suggest is why are you doing this in terms of your goals, right? Like longevity wise, when do you think this is gonna, how much time are you gonna put into it until you realize that it might not be for you, right? What's your
Exit strategy, for sure. So
Right.
going into a business, who knows, you may love it and keep doing it forever. I've heard it said that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But you might say, you know what, I'm gonna cash out, I'm gonna get my business going, but I'm gonna exit here and I'll move on to something else. So just always have in your mind, what is my next move after this? What if someone comes to you and offers you a whole bunch of something for your business? Have an exit strategy in your mind also.
And I think the big thing is you'll always have a boss no matter what, right? As a business owner.
Yeah.
You know, for myself, I do have a boss because the government and the taxes, but also your staff.
They're your
right?
partner
Your
because
partner.
you report to them on every dollar you earn, yeah.
So, you know, all the people that I have working, you know, with us in terms of the team, you know, now I'm very responsible for them in terms of making sure that they are able to pay for their mortgage and their expenses. So making sure that you have income and revenue that is gonna be there on time, right?
Sure.
So as a business owner, there's a lot more stress to it, but it's much more rewarding because you're impacting a lot more
Exactly.
people, and you feel like you're making a difference.
Exactly. So in the big picture here, we've talked to you budding entrepreneurs of there are pros to it, going out on your own, there are cons, there are strategies that you can employ to maximize your opportunity, minimize your downside, and frankly get everything you're looking for in a job, a career, a vocation, whatever.
But have fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Well, John, I think this has been a great little session in terms of just hopefully opening up a few people's eyes as to what is out there and what to consider when you're looking at going out on your own.
Perfect. Well,
So,
thanks
John,
a lot, Roger.
Thank you. And Kayla, thanks for the camera work today, and we'll see you again at Local SEO today.